Hey Shalom. First off, we give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem V'char Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of GMS that teach us this word, and Shalom unto the hopefully elect upon the four corners of this earth that's trying to make it up out of here. This lesson that I wanted to bring out is going to be titled No Time for Rest. Because the times that we're coming in, this new year that we're going into, we gotta pick up and be active way more than we were even before. There's a lot of there's a lot of work that we got to put in. There's a lot of things that's going to start happening, a lot of prophecies that's going to start coming to pass. So we got to make sure that we're being even more active than we were before. We got to make sure that we're not resting. We're staying up. We're being active. Romans chapter 13 verse 11 says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." So yeah, it's high time to awake out of sleep. It's high time to get yourself going, to put your hands to work in this truth. You gotta prepare yourself for these times. You gotta stay prepared for these times. You gotta be more in the spirit. You gotta put out more lessons. Do more according to this truth. You can't stay stagnant in the times that we're coming in. There's a in the times that we're coming in, rest isn't allowed. And these last days isn't gonna allow rest. The Most High won't allow rest in these last days. These prophecies, the martial law that's gonna come in, the concentration camps, this RFID chip, you won't be able to just rest. No, there's a lot that's about to come into play. There's a lot of work that has to be put in before this famine of the word. There's a lot of messages that have to be put out by us. A lot of feeding the flock that we have to do. A lot of fishing we got to do before we turn into hunters. Here I get 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. It says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall." So it says, give diligence. And here I want to get the definition of that word, diligence. I'll get the pronunciation.
Strong's G 4704, spudazo.
It says to hasten, make haste, to exert oneself, endeavor, give diligence. So you're hastening yourself. You're getting yourself going. You're picking up. That's the total opposite of resting. It says you're hastening yourself. You're hastening in these days. You're hastening in your work. You're putting in more work. Yahushua is about to come back in his glory soon. There's no time for rest. We got more diligence to put in to make our calling and election sure. If you were at your job and the boss left out the building, and you know that the boss could come back in at any second, you would stay on your toes. You would stay diligent. You wouldn't just start resting. You wouldn't put your work aside. You wouldn't slack off. No, you know that your boss is about to come in that door at any second. So you'd stay ready. You'd hasten your work. You'd put away that resting away from you. So here, I'll bring out one more scripture. This is just going to be a short little lesson, just a reminder to all you brothers out there. It says Matthew chapter 24 verse 42. "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord Yahweh doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So you don't know when the Most High is coming back. You don't know when Yahweh Shai is coming back to save us up out of here. You don't know. So that's why you want to make sure that you're giving diligence. You want to make sure that you're not resting. You know, it says if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief will come, he would have watched. So we don't have a countdown on when Yahweh Shai is coming back. We don't have a news alert. You know, it's just gonna happen. He's gonna come like a thief in the night. So you gotta be ready. You gotta make sure you're not resting. You want to be found doing. You know. Well, I'm jumping the gun here. I'll read on. It says, "Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing." So you want to be found so doing. You want to be found when Yahweh Shai comes back. You want to be found in the act of giving diligence. You don't want to be found resting. You don't want to be found going off into folly or going off into putting this truth aside. No, you want to be found but getting your hands dirty in this truth, putting your work to the plow. You want to make sure that in these last days you're staying prepared. You're waiting. You're waiting for this truth. You're waiting. You want to stay up like little kids are the day before Christmas. You know, they be ready. They be hastening those times. We gotta hasten the times like they do. You gotta be prepared, just like them. You know, you gotta make sure that there's no time for rest, man. There's no time for rest at all. We gotta put in work even more than we were before. These demons are about to come stronger, and these prophecies are about to come harder. You know, resting there's no time for rest. We'll be able to rest when we get in the kingdom. We can't rest in this kingdom. You can't take any breaks with this truth. This truth is a constant battle. You know. So hey, with that being said, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem L'Char Kodash, and hey, Shalom.